Alright, this is Andrew with Jodo Home Inspection. Today is November 6th, 2024. We're at 2599 East, 3020 South. We have the camera pushed out 30 feet, and we're hitting a back water valve. So that's basically this black flap. What it does is it prevents water from backing up into the house. Waste can go out through this flap, but if water from the sewer outside were to back up, it hits that flap and it makes it less likely to come inside. You know, except for just peeking my camera through, I can't push my camera out through it because once I go through it, I can't pull my camera back through that flap. And so I would recommend having that back water valve located and scoping from there, but there's a good chance that this back water valve is buried somewhere. Hopefully it's inside the foundation, but there's a good chance it's outside based on how far we are already out. But we're in the basement bathroom, and we're 28 feet out, which I would imagine puts us outside the foundation. One thing that I'm noticing is, so we have a little bit of ABS, which is this black pipe, and then it transitions, and I can't tell on the screen if that's cast iron or if that's Orangeburg. Orangeburg was a pipe used around this time, and it was kind of like cardboard, where over time, as it got wet, it could compress, and so you wouldn't want to have Orangeburg. They quit using it because it started having a lot of failures. I just couldn't see it very well, so there's a good chance that it's simply cast iron, which is much more common in this area. Cast iron will eventually need to be replaced. It gets real rough and rusty like what you're seeing on the screen, and so eventually that will need to be replaced. The other issue with that back water valve is, let's say I pushed my camera through it and I was able to get my camera to come back through, that flap can get dislodged, and if it comes off, it's going to back up the line. Usually pretty quickly. If that flap comes off and it's out of place, waste is going to get stuck on it, and you can't just flush the flap down. You know, it's kind of like a manhole cover where it's designed to where it's not going to go down the pipe. Back water valves shouldn't be buried. When you have them, you can have them in the basement so you can access it, pull the cap off, but they really never should be buried. I would ask the seller, maybe they're aware of where it's at, and you know, maybe it's under the carpet somewhere, which would be great. They can just pull it up, pull the cap off. A little bit of standing water, it looks like. So this is under the basement slab. When you have standing water, that indicates improper grade. There's some more. You always want to have proper grade where everything is draining on its own with gravity. Otherwise, waste can settle and build up, and that can lead to a backup. So first thing, I'd recommend having that back water valve located. Find out if it's inside the house or outside the foundation. If it's outside, I mean, it would basically be the equivalent of a spot repair. You would be digging it up, removing that back water valve so that you can access the rest of the line. And they shouldn't be buried. If it's inside the house, great, but you need access to it. So that would be the first thing, is to find out where that is. Ask the seller first, and if they don't know, I would have a drain specialist come out and locate it. And then you want to scope the rest of the line, because we're only seeing 30 feet of it. this is a defect on its own because you don't have access to the back water valve. We just don't know at this time how big of a deal it is because we don't know if it's outside the foundation or not. I'm going to end this recording now.